Hello everyone, welcome to new video. In this video module we are going to discuss about the new, that is criteria for new system of classification. In that, first is grade of organization. In this grade of organization, body of animal is made up of cell. In this case, multicellular animals, main cell are perform different function in their body, while in unicellular animal, as their body is made up of single cell, all the function performed by same cell only. You know student, in multicellular animals, due to presence of multicells, the each and every cell perform a different kind of a functions, but in unicellular only single cell is present. Because of single cell, it should be perform a various work by the single cell only. In body organization, unicellular animals is referred as a photoplasmic grade, that is organization. Now in this phase, in a case of multicellular animals, if the tissue are not formed, their body organization is called as cellular grade organization. Examples is phylum Porifera. We will discuss about phylum Porifera in detail in the next, but in this phylum, in the grade of organization, we have seen multicellular animals, if the tissues are formed, their body organization is called as cellular grade organization. In the case of some animals, cells come together to form tissue with the help of which all the body functions are performed. Such animals show cell tissue grade organization. Example of these is phylum Cnidaria. Plant worms show tissue organ grade. In the case of some animal, cells come together to form tissue with the help of which all the body functions are performed. Such animal shows tissue grade organization. इसका मतलब क्या होता है बच्चों कि if some of animals means in which cell are come together to form tissue, जैसे ह्यूमन बॉडीज में टिश्यू क्रिएट होते हैं बराबर. सो इन दैट केस ये जो फंक्शंस परफॉर्म होते हैं ऐसे एनिमल को क्या बोलते हैं, सेल टिश्यू ग्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ इज सेल टिश्यू ग्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज that is phylum Cnidaria. Flatworm shows tissue organ grade organization. In such a type of organization, tissue are organized to form some organ. However, complete organ system are not formed. इसमें complete organ system जो है form नहीं होती है, some organ system जो है form होती है. As you can see, cellular grade organization, in that we have C cycle in which outlets are there, which is also known as oscula. नेक्स्ट इसी को अगर हम लोग फिर से जूम आउट करके देखते हैं तो स्पिक्यूल, एम्ब्रियोबायोट एंड ओसिटम, नॉन लिविंग पार्ट, ये ऑल द पार्ट्स आर प्रेजेंट इन दैट साइकिल. वी हैव सीन इट शोज अ टिश्यू ऑर्गन ग्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. एज वी कैन सी, टिश्यू आर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड टू फॉर्म सम ऑर्गन. हाउएवर, complete organ system are not formed in such a phylums. As you can see, jellyfish is an example of tissue organ grade organization. As you are able to see, bell, next tube, muscle rings, tentacle, oral arms, mouth, all the things are present in jellyfish. Student, just pause the video, take the screenshot and write it down in your notebook. Cell tissue grade organization and tissue organ grade organization. In that second, you are able to see the tissue organ grade organization in that mouth of eye spot, that is planaria is an example of it, that is ganglia, pharynx, all the things are there. So these all are performed by the tissue organ grade organization. In previously we have discussed about tissue grade organization. So whatever the discussions we have done, that you will have to write down in your notebook. Mention that all the points together in that notebook. I'll repeat it at once. We'll start it all these points together from down to up. In that, first we are seeing this tissue organ grade organization. In this type of organization, tissue are organized to form some organ. However, complete organ system are not formed. Afterwards, we have seen cell tissue grade organization. The example of it is animal Cnidaria. Second is we have seen the grade of organization, that all the body organizations are performed by unicellular animals referred as photoplasmic grid or organization. So these all points we have studied yet. So mention all the points in your notebook or mention it in your notebook. Students, as you can see on the screen, the body organization of human being has to be shown. Do one thing, just draw this figure in your notebook and label it at well. In your textbook even. In the textbook also, that brain, mouth, hand, finger, arms, liver, heart, pancreas, then muscles, contradiction, hand, span, all the things, all the points you are able to see on the screen, that is organ system grade of organization. That point you will have to mention in your notebook. So try to draw this figure in your textbook only, means label it in your textbook and draw it in your notebook. Student, as we have seen that the four type of body organizations mentioned above, remaining all animal shows organ system grade organization, in which different organs are joined together to form organ system that perform specific function. Examples are crab, frog, human beings, etc. See what is meant by organ system grade organization. In that organ system grade organization, each and every organ perform different work, and it to be means that organ should be perform different kind of a work is specified to that organ only. For example, pumping of blood is done by heart only, blood purification done by heart only, brain has to analyze all the things, send the signals, all the things that the brain has to do, that each and every function is performed. Is that anything else that pancreas perform creating gastric juice? Heart means that is the work whatever pancreas exactly do. But just let me know, are you able to walk with your hand, or are you able to eat anything with your legs? Are you able to see all the things by closing your eyes? No student, no children, we can't do this thing. Why so? Because organ system grade organization, all the organs are joined together to form organ system to perform a specific work which is done by that organ only. Suppose you wanted to eat something, then definitely you have to raise your hands. And if you wanted to walk, so definitely you have to walk by legs only. Heart purification done by heart only, it is not done by lungs only. Respiration is done by lungs only. So brain, it could be done by brain. So यही होता है organ system में और या फिर grade organization में, organ system grade organization में. इसमें जो organ होते हैं ना, ये specific work perform करते हैं. इन मतलब body organ system में सबसे पहला होता है body symmetry. Take a picture of human body and amoeba and try to take an imaginary section through specific plane of their bodies so that you get two equal halves. What you have to do is you have to cut the human body from upper layer to straighter one from its brain, which divide all the organs into a perfect half. इंसान को मतलब पिक्चर लीजिए और परफेक्ट हाफ में दो कट करके देखिए, अमीबा को और ह्यूमंस को. यू विल क्लियरली सीन अमीबा को अगर आपने कट किया है तो आपको दो परफेक्ट इक्वल हैव्स मिलने वाले. हैव्स मीन्स व्हाट? परफेक्टली इक्वल टू टू सेगमेंट्स और टू पार्ट्स विच इज नोन एज हैव्स. क्या मिल सकते हैं क्या आपको? इन ह्यूमंस तो यू विल डेफिनेटली गेस. टू आईज आर देयर, सो वन इज लेफ्ट, वन इज राइट. टू हैंड्स आर देयर, लेफ्ट एंड राइट. Two legs are there, right leg, left leg. All the symmetrical is there, means body symmetry is in there. An imaginary sensation in if the body of an animal is cut through imaginary axis of a body, it may or may not produce two equal half. Depending upon these property, there are different type of animal bodies. Asymmetrical body. In the case of such a body, there is no any such a imaginary axis of the body through which we can get two equal halves is known as asymmetrical body, which means if you cut the body into two halves, so you don't get identical two halves, मतलब आपको वो दो identical नहीं मिलेगा, तो उसको बोला जाता है asymmetrical. इसका एग्जाम्पल होता है अमीबा, पैरामीशियम एंड सम स्पॉन्ज. नेक्स्ट इज रेडियल सिमेट्री. In this type of body, if imaginary cut passes through central axis but any plane of body, it gives two equal halves. Example, starfish. In case of animal, there are 5 different planes passing through the central axis of the body through which we can get two equal halves. एग्जाम्पल के तौर पर हम लोग ऐसे देख सकते हैं बच्चों कि रेडियल सिमेट्री में अगर आपने स्टार फिश लिया है तो स्टार फिश को आप उसके एक्सिस से कहीं से भी कट करिए तो यू विल गेट ईच एंड एवरी इक्वल टू हाफ्स. So these are called as radial symmetry, which means if you cut it from the center, so you will get perfectly each and halves. These are known as bilateral radial symmetry. Radial means what? About the radius. Radius is stretches from the circumference of the circle to the center. So like that only, if you cut from its center to the circumference, so you will get the equal halves, are known as radial symmetry. Next is bilateral symmetry. In this type of body, there is only one such imaginary axis of a body through which we can get two equal halves. Example, insects, fish, frog, birds, human, etc. Bilateral symmetry. क्या होता है ये bilateral symmetry? Students, as we know very well, that is in bilateral symmetry, if we pass an imaginary axis from the center pivoted point of a human body, so you will get exactly perfect two halves. जैसे कि ह्यूमंस में होता है, देखो अगर ह्यूमंस को अगर आपने हाफ में कट कर दिया तो क्या होगा, मतलब कहाँ से हाफ में कट करना है, ब्रेन के एग्जैक्टली मतलब दो जहाँ पे हमारी जो आईब्रोज होती है उनके बीच में से एक्सिस को पास करना है. इफ़ यू पास द एक्सिस फ्रॉम देयर बाई तो यू विल फाइंड इट आउट देयर वाज टू आईज आर देयर, two eyes, two leg, two hands, all are at the different places were there. So on the basis of that we can see this is the example of bilateral symmetry or bilateral symmetry of a body. Next is germ layer. In the case of multicellular organism, germ layer are formed during initial period of their embryonic development, and to form those germ layer only different tissues are formed in their body. In the case of some animal, only two germ layers, that is endoderm and ectoderms, are formed. Example, all certain in the most of all remaining animal, three germ layer are formed, that is mesoderm, beside endoderm and ectoderm, as you can see in the figure which is just instead of below. Diploblastic and triploblastic, student, you mention in your notebook. If you have any doubts, so don't forget to ask in the comment box which is given below. Otherwise, like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.